Today is Tuesday, October 28th, and welcome to the In the Huddle podcast. I'm your host, Kane White. Welcome to episode 8 of the In the Huddle podcast. It's crazy that we're already at 8. Hopefully this goes for about 800 more, or maybe until I'm 80 years old. Let's see how many times I can say the number 8 in the first 8 seconds of the podcast. Somebody put up a counter on that one. That's why I wish I had a producer that could just throw goofy stuff up. Maybe we'll get there one day. Who knows? Monday, October 27th. What an interesting day that it was. It was the American Sports Equinox. I think it should be a national holiday, no doubt. That's when all 4 major sports in America have games going on. So you got the NFL, had Monday Night Football with the Chiefs and the Commanders. You had a full docket of NBA games. You had 2 NHL games in which my St. Louis Blues dropped 1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then you also had what might now be the best, Major League Baseball game ever played in Game 3 of the World Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, an 18-inning affair that lasted until 2 a.m. Central Time. I was in a deep sleep during that time. I did not stay up for the end of the game. Wish I had. Maybe running on fumes today. But, wow, what a game that was. And I talked about it in one of the previous episodes where I thought that Game 6 of the 2011 World Series was the best baseball game ever played. Now it has a game that I would argue might be better in last night's game. I think a crazier stat about last night's game is, and fact check me on this if you're listening right now, there have been 2 18-inning World Series games played in history. Brad Paisley sang the national anthem at both of those. What a coincidence. What a crazy happenstance that Brad Paisley took part in 36 innings of baseball in only 2 games and sang the national anthem at both of those. That's a crazy stat. American Sports Equinox, think it should be a national holiday. Maybe there was someone out there that attempted to go to all 4 sports during the same day. I'm sure there might be a TikTok come out about it. Maybe a millionaire with a private jet or something like that attempted to attend 4 different major sporting events in the same day. That would be cool if that was possible. I wish I could do that. Obviously, sports junkie. Back to the old St. Louis Blues, man. They got to get some things figured out. Love my St. Louis Blues. Probably my favorite sports team to watch. Got to get some things figured out on the defensive side of the puck. We really do. We got to limit goals, especially early in the game. But regardless, American Sports Equinox, Monday, October 27th, was a day that will live in history simply because of the 18-inning World Series game. But that's pretty cool that all 4 major sports are played on the same day. Shohei Ohtani might be the best baseball player ever. I think that's a very, very valid argument. Heck, he got on base 9 times in a World Series game. 9 times. Hit 2 home runs, had 2 doubles, and then got walked 5 times. I wouldn't pitch to the guy. He'd probably hit one 700 feet off of me. There's no shot I would pitch to him. But what a ball player he is. What a game that was. Looking forward to the rest of the series. Think the Dodgers might get it done again. Might go back to back. Anyway, talking about other news and sports. Last weekend was another good college football weekend. I think it's stacking up to be one of the best college football seasons ever. Not necessarily talent-wise, but my goodness, there's just so many teams that are throwing their name into the hat. Ole Miss goes into Oklahoma. Ole Miss playing really good football right now. Really good football. Indiana is absolutely rolling. A&M, Texas A&M goes into Death Valley and wins in a night game at LSU, which had only happened one other time under Brian Kelly. Vanderbilt, they're rattling some big wins off. They beat Missouri. How fun would an Indiana Vanderbilt national championship be? Not saying that's going to happen. That's not my official prediction. I'll give an official prediction when the college football playoff bracket comes out. But that would be a fun one. Heck, Indiana and Vanderbilt, it's like a dang college basketball Final Four game right there. And it's possible. I'm not saying that's out of the stretch of imagination by any means. And then you also had some not so good things, some teams that were all 3 underdogs. Arkansas was a late underdog, but a late favorite. They were an underdog early, but Arkansas, Mississippi State, and South Carolina all having leads, pretty substantial leads, and all losing heartbreakers. And all those games were played at home. Arkansas drops one to Auburn. Mississippi State up 17 on Texas at one point. They dropped that one. And then South Carolina is up on Alabama, who is another team that's absolutely rolling. And they drop one to Alabama. But good college football weekend. That weather's getting cold, y'all. You're starting to figure out who are players and who's not. And I feel like there's more players in the top tier of college football than we've ever had. And I think that's thanks to NIL, thanks to the transfer portal. It is closing the competition gap. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. I was wrong. I thought that it was going to widen the competition gap, but this transfer portal and NIL, it has made more teams competitive. I think it's great for the competition gap. I'm not saying it's all great, but that's a story for a different time or a talk for a different time. You got some holidays coming up. Huge fan of the holidays, and I'm so excited to spend it back at home with my family. Last year was tough on me. I had to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas away from my family due to coaching college football. Not taking anything away from that. Would do it all over again if I could. But not being with my family for the holidays was tough. And so ready to spend the holidays with my family. First one you got coming up is Halloween. And I'm not a Halloween guy. I'm sorry, I'm here to say it. If you're a Halloween fan, that is great. And I will support you in all of your Halloween love. I just can't get on board with the scary. I get scared easy. I don't like scary movies, scary masks, nothing. None of it. If there's a scary movie on or a potential jump scare in a TV show or a movie, I'm hiding my eyes. Scooby-Doo, hiding my eyes. I'm out. I'm out on the Halloween. Handing out candy to the kids on the trick or treat. It's great. Seeing the kids have a good time, puts a smile on my face. Anything else about Halloween, I'm out on. I'm running the other day right here in town, and I run past a house that's got this scary clown, and I freak out. I run a little faster. It made my run pace go up quite substantially because I was that scared. So I'm out on Halloween. But Thanksgiving, Christmas, crazy excited. Me and the wife are decorating the house this Saturday. Excited to spend my first holidays with her as a married couple. Excited to decorate our house, our home for the first time. She's all in on it. She's been going to antique stores, getting all this cool stuff. We got this super cool Santa Claus that my grandmother had. May she rest in peace. That's a Santa Claus throwing a football, and he's in an Arkansas Razorback get up. So that's going to be really cool to put on the shelf for Christmas. But enough about sports, enough about the holidays. Let's get into episode 8. The guest for episode 8. He's just a winner. He wins at everything he does. Heck, he's won more football games as a college starting quarterback than any other quarterback that's played in the Great American Conference, which is a Division II college football conference. Known him for years and years. He's become a very good friend of mine just because of his friendship with my little brother. Heck, we became such good friends. I invited him to my bachelor trip. I said, come on with it. Just come on and join in on the fun. I enjoyed this conversation with this young man. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do the rest of the season and his life moving forward. He is a 2023 Division II national champion. He is the all-time winningest quarterback in the Great American Conference. Episode 8, time to get in the huddle with Cole, the Rooster, Keylon. The guest of episode 8 of the In the Huddle podcast is live. Not here in studio. He's in Searcy, Arkansas, but I'm here with the starting quarterback of Harding University, Cole the Rooster Keylon. How's it going, man? And before you get into how it's going, I don't know how I've never asked you this question. You went on my bachelor trip. We spent like 2 whole days together. I never asked you how you got your nickname. Where did the rooster come from?
Okay, so my freshman year, there was someone who's known as probably the best player in Harding history named Cole Chansey, and
Yes.
we had the same first name. So I was a redshirt freshman. I couldn't be Cole as well. So Coach Wheaton, our offensive coordinator, saw my puffy hair. It used to be way more puffy than this, and it was bright red. And he said one day at practice, he said, "I'm gonna start calling you the Rooster." And then he goes, "I think that may stick," and then forced everybody to make it stick. So that's where it
That's a
kind of
great story. I didn't know that.
yeah.
Coach Wheaton, the legend himself, the flexbone guru, some
Oh
people
yeah,
say.
absolutely.
That's awesome. So, man, how's everything going? You're in your fourth season as the starting quarterback at Harding. What's it like that you've had 3 seasons on your belt and you're rolling into year four?
Yeah, I mean it's weird. I'll tell you because I feel like I got here last year,
Right.
and I'm now 23. I'm in my fifth year. I'm getting old, and it's coming to an end in 2 months. No matter if we win them all or we end up dropping one, I mean my football career is over. So
Right.
uh, just trying to you know finish strong and send these seniors out the right way.
Man, I talked about this in the intro of the last episode, man. And I really more geared it towards high school kids that are finishing their high school career. But man, just soak in all the moments. And you do a great job of that. I've seen you, your fiery passion and your confidence. You soak it all in. And so, man, I just wanted to challenge you to continue to do that and enjoy the rest of the journey while it's still there. So proud of you, man. And so just keep finishing strong and soak it all in, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, no doubt. So you go to Harrison High School, correct? Before you're at Harding, and your father was your head football coach. Is that correct?
No, he was my defensive coordinator. So
Okay,
he was a coach, but he's now the head coach there. He was the head coach 2 years after I graduated from there.
gotcha. So he wasn't really in charge. He didn't call all the shots while you were there, but he was had a big time role.
Yeah, yeah, he
What
did.
what was it like playing for him? Because me and my little brother, we both played for our dad, and so I love asking that question to other guys that played for their fathers.
Yeah. So funny story actually. Going into my sophomore year of high school, all summer going into the season, I wasn't starting at quarterback, but I was starting at safety, and he was the DC. I started all summer. I started the benefit game. I started everything. Week one of the first game, he benches me, and I ride the bench the whole year.
Dad,
So
dad put him on the pine.
yeah, put me on the pine. So my sophomore year, all I did was hold the kicks. I was a backup. I played every now and then, but uh, and then my junior year, I started on defense. I didn't start at quarterback. I started on defense for him, and it was tough. I mean, me and him would get into it because I'm pretty opinionated, and especially with my dad, if I think something, I'm going to say it, and he may
Right.
not like that, but it ended up being my senior year. We figured it out, and it ended up being awesome. It was a little rough patch for a bit, but senior year it ended up being great.
That's awesome. I see. I didn't even know you played safety. I didn't even know you were filling alleys.
Oh, I was free cheese. I was automatic. Anytime I went in, they were throwing at me and near scoring every time. I was terrible.
So Keylon Island did not exist.
No, no, no.
So all right. So you obviously, I guess you started quarterback as a senior in high school. Like, when did the recruiting process pick up? When did you figure out, hey, I might go play some quarterback in college?
So I was always told by all my coaches and people around me that I was going to play college baseball, and so I thought that my whole life, playing travel ball, summer ball all the time, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like baseball at all, but I happened to be all right at it. So after it was either sophomore or junior summer, I was like, I do not want to do this anymore. Like I don't want to play baseball. I want to play football. So I dedicated myself to football. Like, I'm going to play college football, and I only started 1 year at quarterback, so my recruiting process didn't start until my senior year, and
Right.
I think I only ended with really one or two offers to play quarterback, and one of those was obviously Harding, and that was the day after my last high school regular season game, so it was pretty
That's
late.
insane. I mean, that's late.
Yeah, it was late.
God works in mysterious ways. I mean,
Yes, sir.
that's an absolute sign. I mean, we'll talk more about your, your path at Harding, but wow, how funny of a story for it to be that late and it be one of the only schools that offers you, and you've done what you've done. That's really awesome. And so, why Harding? Was it just because it was the only one, or the best offer you had, or was there something else that persuaded you to take that?
Well, it's funny. Coach Simmons actually told a story. Our head coach, Coach Simmons, he
Yeah,
told a
yeah,
story in our uh, team meeting before Southeastern, the hotel on a Wednesday night because we played on Thursday.
yeah.
And anytime Coach Simmons tells a story about you, in positive, negative, anything, you're getting made fun of for the next week
No
by all
doubt.
your teammates, no matter what. So Coach Simmons tells the story of me committing and how he talked to my dad and whatever. And the story was, I chose Harding because I wanted to win. And, we've done that in the 4 years and whatnot. So, yeah, I really just chose Harding because number one, I want to play quarterback. Number two, I wanted to win. And, yeah, so I got made fun of for a little bit for that story. But
Well, you've definitely won quite a few. When did you? What was the game that you broke the record? And by the way, if you're listening to this, you don't know Mr. Keylon here is now the all-time winningest quarterback in the Great American Conference history. What game did you break that record?
it was the first game senior year. So I was tied at the end of last year, and the first game this year broke it.
Man, that's a fantastic honor, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate that. Thank
That's
you.
that's really cool. So how many wins is it now total?
I think now we're at 43, but the record
43.
the record was 35 or 36. Record's 36.
I think that's more wins than I had in my playing career from fourth grade to senior year. So that's pretty that's pretty substantial. So of all those, what's your favorite win? If you could nail one down,
Oh man, I mean, there's there's two games. There's three games. It's not obviously national championship,
no doubt,
just because the magnitude of that game,
big time,
um, with the crowd and being on ESPN. That was probably the most fun in the moment that I've had.
right?
But the two most and pure fun Grand Valley 2024 snow game in Michigan.
Unreal.
That playing in the snow, never done that. That was beyond fun. Scoring 44 after scoring one touchdown the year before, winning 7-6, and that leads me into the third game. 7-6 Grand Valley it wasn't fun in the moment because we only scored one touchdown at the end, but it was by far the most rewarding.
That was an absolute dogfight. I
It
was at
was.
that one and I was on pins and needles. I mean, you
Oh,
know
me too.
how I was when I sat on the wall down there. My palms were sweating. So before we talk about the national championship, let's talk about that snow game at Grand Valley last season. If you remember this correctly, which me and my brother talked about this on episode 4 or whatever he was on, I coached at Missouri that day. When I was
Okay, yes,
coaching the
yes.
University of
And it was
Arkansas,
snowy.
it was snowing there,
Mhm.
and that's hopefully it's not the only game that I ever coach in the snow, but as of now it is, and that's the only game that my little brother got to play in the snow. 2 different states, and it was snowing. It was snowing its butt off at both, and I remember pulling up to Faroe Field there in Columbia, and I've got y'all's game pulled up on my phone on the bus, and you could barely even see it on TV.
Yeah.
It was insane, and so I know that had to be fun. Did you go sleeves in that game?
No, no sleeves. I did go. I went tights. I wore tights for like the first time ever, but no sleeves for the risk of fumbling,
That's
messing up.
fair, and
Yep.
the toughness factor.
Yeah, and you gotta look tough. Yeah, for sure.
I didn't wear sleeves in the Missouri game either, just because I don't know. I'm an idiot, but because it was like 22 degrees, but I had Vaseline all over my arms. It was it
Oh
was
yeah,
it was freezing. Um, and so leading into the national championship game, because you mentioned those 3 games, which let's see, I guess I was at 2 of those. I was at the Natty. I was at Grand Valley in 23 at home, the 7-6 absolute instant classic. But the national championship, did you have any nerves? Was there any sense of this feels different than any other game I've played in, or was it just same old, same old?
honestly, if I remember feeling like a normal game until we walked out and we saw every Harding fan stand up and just see how large the crowd was for our magnitude. And I remember just being way more excited for that game than any other. But I wouldn't say nervous because we had 2 1-point wins in those playoffs. So like we had really gone through it all, seen it all. We just, I mean, we feel like we knew we were going to get it done. So no
Y'all,
nerves really.
y'all went through the absolute ringer in
Yeah,
that playoff year. I mean, that you played some good opponents and played some great games, and man, I was really blessed to be able to just kind of be. I felt like I was on the journey with you guys, even though I was just watching. It was really cool, and what you guys did, and how you did it. You did it with faith and with pride, and did it the right way. And so, man, I hope you guys can replicate that again this year.
sorry.
It would be really cool to see you do it again. And but looking back, man, those were some really cool memories.
For sure.
Yep. Um, I've obviously hit on it a few times. I was adding it up. I think I've watched you play about 30 times in person of your 40, 43, 44 wins, whatever you have, which is quite a bit. And there's one thing that I've always noticed about you, and I've loved this about you. And as a coach myself, when I watch you play, I'm like, I wish I could have coached that kid, or I wish I could coach that kid. Because, man, you have a fiery passion and a leadership ability and confidence that's second to none. Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? Man, because it seems like you get the most out of everybody that you're around, and man, your fiery passion is something that gets me going. Where's that stem from?
I'd say a few things. I'd say number one, my dad. My dad is a winner. I mean, he is a pure winner. So just uh, I don't know. We talk about winning. Me and my dad talk about how you have to know how to win. Like winning is a skill. Like
Correct.
you can't just become a winner overnight. So he showed me that my whole life how to be a winner, and just taking that into football and having him as a leader to show me someone to model after. And then honestly, in the games, just having so much fun, like loving the guys around us, like knowing that like I would kill for any of these guys out here, just and the leadership just comes naturally. Like if the guys know that you'd do anything for them, you kill for them. They'll want to play for you and they'll want to get after it for you. So just having a good time with the guys really.
Absolutely. You talk about playing the game with love. There's something that I share with my guys every Friday, and it's 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, "For the Spirit of God gives us power, love, and self-discipline." And I tell my guys, if you play with power, love, and self-discipline, you can't lose. And so, I see that in you, and man, I'm telling you, there's been times where I was sitting on the wall at First Security Stadium, and I wanted to run through the wall for you, seeing how you lead. So, man, keep that up. Not only the rest of the season, but just in life in general. Man, keep that in whatever you do. Man, keep that fiery passion, because man, you're a leader and people will follow that. And man, especially even myself, heck, I followed it. So man, keep that in your heart, and man, you could conquer whatever you want to. So, oh, did I lose you? Lost you for a second there. We're back.
Connection. Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's all good. That's two in a row now that's happened, and it's never happened before. In the last episode, my friend Cody, I went dark for a little bit, and if you're a listener and you saw that happen, I thought about editing that out, but it was so funny to see his reaction and what he said while I was gone. It was just him on the screen. It was funny. If you haven't seen that, Cole, you need to go watch that. It was pretty funny. But so you've played for a long time at Harding, and you've played around some really good teammates and guys like Cole Chansey, who you mentioned, Blake De La Cruz too. You're great fullbacks, and man, Braden Jay, who was a fantastic slot back. We've seen the talent that you've been around, but take me inside the locker room or in the huddle, if you will. Who's the funniest teammate that you've ever played with?
Oh man, I'd love to say myself. Selfishly.
That's fair, absolutely.
But I think I go with Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, I love Dwayne.
Dwayne, he is. I mean, he could be serious and it's still funny. Just anything he says is hilarious.
I remember when he came up to Fayetteville last year, I think for the Ole Miss game, when I was coaching in Arkansas, and like he rode in the back of a truck to the game and stuff like that, and we got to hang out after the game, and I'd never really been around him. Man, he's a funny dude.
Hilarious.
he gets the people going.
Yes.
Man, and I've been blessed to be around, a lot of my brother's teammates, and man, I'll tell you what, you never fail to put a smile on my face when I'm around you. I mean, heck, I invited you on my bachelor trip just because I like being around you that much, and I love, man, we had some good times up at the lake, and look forward to seeing you again soon. It's been a while, and so hopefully I get to come to the game this Saturday, and we'll talk after. I've been given a little bit of intel on the Cole Keylon student life at Harding, and I've seen a few of these Instagram live videos of you and my brother back in the day playing some intramural sports. You're a multi-time intramural sport champion. What's your favorite one to play?
Oh, favorite one to play is definitely basketball. However, we lost in the championship this past year to
Heartbreaker.
Heartbreaker to a former Harding starter. He was a GA and then came back and he got a team together, and we lost them by like 4, I think, but that was a heartbreaker. But little insight behind that season, in like the second game of the year, I got crossed by some random Harding student and almost broke my ankle, and had like
legit. So you legit almost got your ankles broke.
Yeah, no, I had a really bad ankle sprain. Like I thought I broke my ankle. Like the trainers didn't know if I broke it or not, and the dude hit the 3 and like shot me down while I was on the ground.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, and I heard people got the video recording of it on the security cams. I heard that. Haven't seen it, thank God. But
let's erase that. Let's find a way to get that off the hard drive forever.
Yeah. So yeah, for sure. So I was actually banned from intramural basketball by my father and the coaches. And if my father or the coaches ever listen to this, they will find out that I now played in the championship. I came back for that game because I couldn't miss it. So I was supposed to be retired, but I couldn't miss the championship with my guys.
But Buddy is too much of a competitor to take a sideline seat, man. I love that, man. That's fantastic. I saw some videos of you guys when Will was still there, and man, the absolute athletic ability on that floor was it was a thing of beauty. And the amount of times I texted Will, I said, "Please stop shooting 3-pointers. That is not your strong suit, brother." the old lefty throw it over your shoulder.
Yes,
it's beautiful. He and I we did not get the basketball skill out of the womb, nor did I get any athletic ability. But that's for a different day. So there's one thing that I've taken up, and I got really big into it this summer, and I heard you did as well, is golfing. How's that going?
Oh, I'm how I describe myself on the golf course is I'm the vibes guy, because I am horrible when it comes to playing. I have some days where I'm like, you know what, I'm starting to get good, and then I'm really excited to go the next time, and then I shoot 130, and then I'm back down. So, and playing with Will kind of sucks because he's weirdly good at golf.
Yes, he is.
And if he shoots an 85, he's mad. So it's like, I'm shooting 140 and I'm trying to be jolly, and he's over here. I mean, it's tough.
Well, I think we're one and the same in golf. We're the comic relief guy.
Yes.
There's always got to be one of those on the golf course when somebody's mad that they missed a putt or topped a drive. Don't break your club, guys. It's not that big of a deal. We're not going on tour anytime soon. I mean, we're just here for a good time.
Will told me a story about your guys' dad. He got angry one time and threw a club in the lake, and to try to find the club, he threw another one in the same area, and then dove in after both of them and lost both.
That's a classic Greg White story. Yes, that's and man, he's got a temper, and Will gets that too. Will gets fired up. Me, not so much for the most part. I also threw a club into the lake this summer, but not on purpose. It was raining and it slipped out of my hand. That was also talked about in the last episode. There's a video clip of it and everything. I went in after it as well.
Okay.
So, no luck. There was a pitching wedge, and I'm very sad. But so still in the market for a pitching wedge. If you're listening out there, then send me some links off of eBay or something. I need one really bad. But so hypothetical? Obviously, you said you're done. You're done with football after this year. Would you rather play in the Masters or the Super Bowl?
Oh, Super Bowl, 100%.
Really?
For sure. for sure.
Okay, interesting answer. And now I figured that was probably coming, but I don't know. I would probably take the Masters, but why would you go Super Bowl?
If I could play football for the rest of my life, I would. And if I never played golf again for the rest of my life, I'd be completely fine.
Okay, and that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
That's a completely fair statement. So you've had a good season so far. Or we're 7-0 right now, correct?
Yes.
7-0. What's the rest of the schedule look like? How are we feeling about it?
So we have 4 games, 2 home, 2 away. We have Arkansas Monticello this Saturday, which you may be at.
Hope so.
Then we have Oklahoma Baptist at home, which is senior day, and then we finish off with Southern Naz at their place, and then Tech at their place. We always play Tech week 11, so
That's right.
we'd like to think four wins going into playoffs, but we still got to just take care of business every week.
Absolutely, one game at a time. Be where your feet are. I'm a big believer in being in the right now, playing for this week, and heck, playing day by day. You know, just making yourself a better individual on a daily basis. So, senior day, man. What's your emotions rolling into that? I know it's 2 weeks away, but you and I guess Braden Jay, it's a senior day as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 guys that I'm really close with. What's the emotions like going into senior day?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel real for me. Still hearing all this stuff for seniors and me being connected with that is just still like it's surreal to me. It doesn't even feel like it's a thing. Like coming in January, I'll be either have a job or be looking for a job, and that just doesn't make sense to me. It just
Right.
can't even comprehend it. So, this season's already just flying by. We have 9 more at the most. And in 2 weeks, that'll be a snap. That'll be a blink, and then
No
senior
doubt.
day's over. So, I mean, it's just trying to make the most of it, be where my feet are, what you said.
And no doubt. I talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's so crazy how fast football season flies by every year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it feels like 2 days ago we're in fall camp and it's 107 out. Not literally 107, but it's you're sweating and now it's like it's already cold and we're already into week 8, man. It's nuts how fast it flies by. But yeah, man, I hope you have 9 more.
Yeah.
I hope you have 9 more. And if y'all are in McKinney, I'll be there. Wouldn't miss it for the world, man. You've done more than you know for my life and my family's. My family loves you. Man, you've just been a blessing to all those around you, and I hope you keep that in whatever endeavor that you go after football's over. So speaking on that, what is next after football? Do you have an idea? What did you major in?
So I majored. I did student teaching and stuff. So I did social science as my major, getting licensed to teach like history and all that stuff. But I plan to coach. I just don't know where or what level. So
Right.
yeah, I didn't really want to spend my last season on the job hunt. So if something works out in December, I get a job. It works out. If not, I'll spend January in the spring if I need to, looking for somewhere to coach.
Absolutely, man. Well, I tell you what, you're built for it with your competitive fire and all those qualities I've talked about multiple times. That you're built for this profession, and you'll be a blessing for whatever institution that has the honor to have the next Coach Keylon on their staff. and trust me, if there's anything I can do for you, absolutely. I know I might not be able to do much, but man, please let me know, and I'll do anything I can to help you out into that transition to the next chapter of the Roosters' life. So before you get off here, I've got to do it because I love my brother this much. I need one fantastic Will White story for the In the Huddle fans to hear before we close this thing out.
Gosh, let me think.
And I know there's probably a ton because I know you and Will, when you two get together, it's a special duo.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think.
Because did y'all ever live together in Searcy?
No, but I was at his house like 6 out of 7 days of the week.
That's fair.
So, I mean, one not really a story, but I will say he put me on Game of Thrones, and he rewatched Game of Thrones with me, which was awesome.
Right.
That was great. I'll say, oh, playing intramural volleyball with Will. He's surprisingly good at volleyball, which makes no sense. Team Cheems was our team. That was a good time. Uh, Intramural basketball. There's a fun story. We actually have a video of it. We're playing. There's two football teams, and we're playing the other football team, and we're beating them. And the game's about to end. Will gets a steal, goes for a layup. One of our teammates, I'm not going to say who, runs full speed. Will's in the air and takes him out, flips him on the hardwood floor in the end of an intramural basketball game in the middle of spring ball.
The old undercut.
I mean, undercut, flipped him, almost had a fight between two football teams on the intramural courts. All because
I didn't know
Will
that
got a steal.
he was trying to go up and get his dunk or layup for glory and just gets undercut. It's probably a good thing I wasn't at that one because like I said, I don't have a temper, but when it comes to that cat, I'm ready to throw down for him. So, but
That's funny, yeah.
Man, I think back to this before we get off here. My favorite Will and Cole Keylon moment is when you threw him his first collegiate touchdown against Oklahoma Baptist. I've got it on video, and I think I still watch it at least once a month because how happy it makes me. But I see you on a full speed sprint to him, and you guys celebrated together and just showed the love that you guys had for each other. Man, that was pretty cool.
Definitely, that was awesome for sure.
And I think you've got to be a part of a lot of guys' first touchdowns. So
yeah.
just providing memories for the world, man.
Trying to.
That's right. Well, dude, I can't thank you enough for spending some time with me. Like I said earlier, thank you for all you've done. Just being a light in the lives of those around you. I just can't wait to see what's next for you on the field and off the field. I know that you're going to be fantastic in every aspect of your life. And, man, just can't wait to see you ball out the rest of the season and then go bless some more lives in your career.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. It was awesome. Thanks.
Yes. Sir. Hey, thanks, buddy. Hey, have a good one.
You as well.
Question of the day segment of episode 8 of the In the Huddle podcast. Not really brought to you by anybody, but there's going to be a shout out. Of course, every hat that I've got to shout something out, right? Shout out to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Playing some good baseball right now. Shout out to my boy Gavin Stone. Great friend of mine. Was a groomsman of my wedding. Played on the same Legion team in baseball after I was a senior in high school. Love that guy to death. He was a part of the 2024 World Series team for the Dodgers. Won the most games as a starting pitcher on that team. Got bummed up, got a little hurt this year, and so not getting a pitch in the World Series. But man, super excited to see him back on the mound next year, and super excited to see him when he gets home after the World Series. So just a shout out to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Got this hat when I went watched Gavin pitch in spring training in 2023. If you're a baseball fan or if you're a sports fan, if you even just maybe like baseball a little bit, go to spring training in Arizona. Man, it's a super cool event. A lot of fan interaction with the players. I think anybody that's a baseball fan should check out spring training at some point. But regardless, let's get into the question of the day segment. We're running a little low in the cap on the questions. So only going to do 2 today. Fire some in. I might have to start making some up, some hypotheticals, some would you rathers. But fire some in. Heck, advice, hypotheticals, would you rathers, anything sports related. I'm here to answer whatever questions that your heart or brain may have. Question 1. This is from my little brother, Will. I had him fire a few in. If I could meet any fictional character from a movie or a TV show, who would it be? And that's a quite easy answer. That would be Mr. Thomas Shelby, who is the head of the Peaky Blinders. If you've not seen the Peaky Blinders TV show on Netflix, it's a great one. Set in Birmingham, England in the 1910s and 1920s. Fantastic show. I think I've watched it 4 times. There's 6 seasons out, 6 episodes per season. That's 36 episodes times 4. Math majors, you can get the final number on that one. But I've watched it 4 times. Love it. Would love to meet Tommy Shelby. if he was real. Cillian Murphy, the actor that portrays Tommy Shelby, is fantastic. There's a Peaky Blinders movie coming out soon that I am stoked about. I've not been like out of my bones excited about a movie in a long time. Ready for the Peaky Blinders movie. So Thomas Shelby, easy answer on that one. Question 2 of the question of the day segment is asked by, Mr. Gunnar Cook. Okay. I mean, I think he's on like a 4-episode streak of question of the day questions. So shout out to my boy Gunnar. The rewarding factors of coaching high school football. There's a ton. There's so many rewarding factors of coaching high school football, but there's one that kind of stands out more than anything. And that's when a young man accomplishes something that he's wanted to accomplish for a long time. And that light bulb finally turns on, or he finally gets that touchdown or makes that big hit. And the look of joy on their face when they have accomplished something that they've wanted to for a very long time. To get to be a small part in that is an extremely rewarding factor. And kind of a similar answer, just getting to shape and mold those young lives and to pour life into them and to speak God's love into them and to attempt to mold them into better men. Those two things are the most rewarding factors of coaching high school football. That's why I do it. It's not for money, for fame, for the wins and losses. In my opinion, the experience outweighs the outcome. The experience that you get out of something at the end of the day is going to be greater than the outcome, whether it be good or bad. I can attest to that. And that's something that this season I've poured into my athletes a lot is don't think about the scoreboard at the end. Think about the experience. Think about what's going on right now. Nick Saban has a fantastic quote: when you're on that field, the scoreboard should not even be in your mind. Play for this moment right now. And so, just encouraging those young men to live in the moment and make sure that the experience outweighs the outcome. So I think that was 3 separate answers in that one question, but a lot of rewarding things. And I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. Gosh, I'm so blessed. And I hope that I coach high school football until I go 6 feet in the ground. I just love it. I love doing what I do, and I love where I am right now in my life. And I'm just a thankful and blessed individual. Thank you for tuning in to episode 8 of the In the Huddle podcast. We'll see you next time.